My name's Corey Antoniadis, and this is HD Werks. My origin story, honestly, I just really liked drift cars, and I was too broke to pay somebody to build mine, so I wanted to learn kind of how to do it myself. I honestly started working here because back in 2017, I was a customer because Pete was the only person that was completely honest with me throughout the process of trying to modify my car. And I just really liked it. And you know, when I started working on cars professionally, I came back here and said, hey, do you need a painter? And he said, yeah. So here we are. I would say that the culture here is definitely just that everything's important, no matter how small the detail is. And you know, when we're taking apart these cars, we see a million different things that are done incorrectly, unsafely, or details overlooked. So we kind of lead with the thought of everything matters and don't let anyone find anything, because we find plenty ourselves. I want them to feel that there's a sense of care taken that is unmatched. I want people to feel like we pride ourselves in our work the way that we really do, and I want the whole space to reflect that always. Whether it's cleanliness, organization, just the hustle of work getting done in the shop. You know, I want people to feel like when they spend their money on an hour of labor at HD Werks, every second of that matters. A lot of shops are forced into a culture of overlooking the small details just because it's very hard to charge and price accurately or estimate accurately, and there's a certain like desire for people to just get it done as fast as possible or just make it good enough, where that's not the case here, and that we're straight out of the gate. We want to be completely honest with exactly what you're getting and deliver on that exactly to a T. There are things that we have to either reinvent, or there's a way that we can improve upon something that may be at the detriment of either some time or money to us. And we will do it every single time if there's a way to improve upon the product that we're giving our customers. I would say, honestly, the most memorable car that I've worked on is the yellow one behind us, just because it was the first GTR that I've ever painted or gotten the honor to work on. And it'll, even everything down to who the customer is and just the style of the build, I don't think I'll ever be able to forget that one. It's just, honestly, it's the start of like everything I do now, because like I've painted a couple RX-7s, I've painted a couple, you know, different JDM cars here and there, but 95% of what we do here is GTRs. So, you know, I know how to take apart an R33 GTR better than anything in the world because of that car right there. And that's kind of where it all started for me. So it started a long, long time ago with Pete, because his passion for JDM cars and Evos, DSMs, and Skylines and whatnot. And I mean, he built this place from a very small shop just out front with tons of cars and nobody to work on them to, I mean, I think like calls to like always. So just a few years later, Dre came by and started working here. And, you know, I mean, we've gone through quite a few employees that just really weren't a good fit, but eventually you run into the right people and it kind of comes together as a collective more so than anything else. So it's a big collaborative effort to make it what it is today. What I like about being a part of Modest is that I know that back in the day, when I had my first car and it ended up here, I know that I had to do tons of research to even figure out that this place existed. And had I just been able to go on a platform that had like, hey, these are a few shops near you that can do this, you know, in a heartbeat, I would have done anything to have that. And it didn't exist, and there's a place for it. And I'm happy to be a part of a shop that is on there, you know, because I see more and more now more than ever, everyone is a Skyline expert, import, whatever. And now more than ever, it's needed, where people that are spending the money on cars like this, it's very hard to trust anyone, let alone everyone. So it's good to have a place where people can actually trust who they're talking to. I think that a lot of times, some of the best guys in the world that build cars don't know how to market it. I mean, we've done a few YouTube videos, we've done a lot of social media as much as we can, but at the end of the day, we're just three guys that are really good at working on cars. I don't know nothing about, you know, anything past that. So if you're asking me to market myself really well, a lot of guys that might be looking for exactly what I do down to a T, they might see this and be like, finally, that's the guy I want to do my paint job. But, you know, like, you're not gonna find me, you know, because I don't know how to market it. So there's a lot of people that will sign up for something like this just because A, they don't want to do it, and B, they know that the people on there probably wouldn't find them otherwise. So a customer that's on Modest would have no other avenue of finding plenty of the shops, whether it's me or some guy that specializes in Mercedes or lifted trucks or whatever it is. There's 80% of the time the best guy in the world at it is nowhere to be found outside of something like this. We have a lot of exciting brand partnerships that we've kind of fostered for this next year. We're doing a lot with HKS. We have a couple of interesting things like a couple 8 HP swaps. We have a sequential car that we just did. A lot of not so much cookie cutter GTR stuff that we're working on. We have a garage active wide body car that we're just about to put up, start up for the first time today or tomorrow. Just a ton of really exciting projects. They're all different in some kind of way that we're doing this year. So there'll be plenty of really cool stuff. We're trying to get back into doing full-length YouTube videos and long-form content and be able to actually show people what we're building. You can find us at HD Werks, HDWERKS, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We've done many build reviews so you can see before and afters and like driving footage with the customer and just build reviews on the entire project as a whole. That way, if you're interested in getting a car built by us, you can see the entire finished product in not just a 30-second video, but in a 10-minute explanation of what it is on YouTube.